What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome to a new exciting day, new content, new game, at least for this channel. We've got some Marvel's Avengers news that I've been waiting for a long time. Like I told you guys, one of the reasons why I haven't brought you this content for this specific game yet is because I've been trying to work my PS5 over into my current existing PC setup in order to record and everything else like that. Sort of got it figured out, so hopefully I'll be bringing you guys content, especially to bring it along in time with Marvel's Avengers release of Spider-Man. So let's jump right in because there was some exciting news that was shared in the live stream that happened over on Twitch, as well as the blog. So immediately they gave us a developer's blog for Spider-Man. You can see the Daily Bugle costume inside here. Pretty cool. They basically showed off about 6 or 7 costumes in this one blog and across the space, and it's kind of pretty awesome. I think most PS5 owners are going to be really excited about this, and I think a lot of PC and Xbox fans are going to be really clamoring for Sony to do something in terms of, you know, limiting the exclusivity of this for a short time or something, because Spider-Man is just one of those properties that is going to be really popular, especially as the movies are going to get released. I'm enjoying playing this game a lot more on PS5. I cannot sit here and pretend with you guys that it's doing so well on Steam PC. So take that with it what it is. So basically they released the classic suit Spider-Man right here, which is inspired by Steve Ditko. You can see that they talk about it inside the little blurb up here. I think this is going to be the costume a lot of people were basically looking for, and it basically feels like it's really akin to the character. I like the little differentials on the shoes and how they just bring it a little bit into their worlds. Kind of neat. I like it a lot. So this is the Steve Ditko primary inspired, you know, uniform inside here. Pretty cool. They also released what they are considering their iconic look, which means that, you know, this is essentially their take on the classic Spider-Man look, and to be perfectly honest, it looks 100% beautiful. I'm excited to get my hands on this. I think they did a great job on it. The emblem could use a little bit of work, in my opinion, a little bit of work, but I think it looks great overall. This is Crystal Dynamics has done this a lot in the game, where they've done their little inspired takes on costumes. Do I feel negatively about them? Not necessarily. I'm happy to see that they're starting to understand that their costumes that they have need to be in line with the costumes that we have from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Marvel Comics universe. One of the big faults that I think from the game is that they essentially tried to do costumes of their own design a little too much. It was a little too heavy-fisted, and that was probably putting off more players from making purchases than anything. Like, I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to play this Spider-Man classic look inside here. I probably will end up sticking with this look because I just find it so damn aesthetically pleasing to my eye, so modern in that take, but pretty goddamn cool. Up next, they have another, I guess you could say this is their own take on a costume, their own inspired costume. It's the Daily Bugle. It looks so good. I love the distressed looking jeans and the shoes that look like they've obviously been some wear and tear. Maybe they're Vans, I think. I don't know. And then we've got basically the Spider-Man hat on, you know, face mask on with his camera inside here. Little revealing of his identity, but this is sort of an original take for them. This is, you know, it's one of those things where it's sort of a Crystal Dynamics take, but we've seen that look before in comic books, but we can't attribute that to anybody because it's just Spider-Man in motion, you know, kind of changing from his costume basically. But it is a very cool look, and I love it a lot. And then this was one that was not revealed in the trailer, but it was revealed here, and oh my god, is this beautiful. This is one of those things, for any of my Marvel Future Revolution fans that are watching this video, this is one of those things when I make the comparisons of cost on costumes when we talk about the expensiveness of that and why it will lock out players. These costumes are typically costing you anywhere from $10 to $15 on a PlayStation, PC, or Xbox platform across the board for varying characters. And the difference is that if you look at this is a whole costume. It doesn't add any effects in the game, but it definitely changes the look, and this just looks so appealing. Like, the detail on this uniform is just, absolutely amazing. I cannot say enough about what Crystal Dynamics did for this uniform, from the details and the ribbings to, you know, the streamline. This is just a beautiful costume. I'm dying to look forward to see a Spider-Man running around in this costume. So we have this basically, and they give credit. This was one of the things I love too, is that they're giving credit to the artists who created these looks. They're giving credit to the comic books where these looks have come from, and it's one of those ways in which they tie themselves back. So I think that there's a big understanding that's currently happening underway at Crystal Dynamics now that we're on the end of the big C. Well, we're not at the end, but you know, people are returning to work and they're able to work together, and their partnerships are able to be formed better, and they're starting to understand, and it's starting to show really well in terms of their costume designs that they're releasing, is that players like the game. They like the potential of the game. They just want that universe. They don't want Crystal Dynamics, you know, it's okay to have your inspired story, but we don't want your universe that you just created all on your own that doesn't seem to honor the character and the tradition and stuff like. So I'm really excited about this design on this costume. It's just so fucking beautiful, and it looks really great in game. Then I'm not a fan of this costume, but a lot of people during the live stream was. We basically got the Spider Armor Mark 1 suit. I think that this is going to be a big win for Crystal Dynamics in general, because the Super Adaptoid is a little overused. It's inside the game. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I am a little, one of the things that pulled me away from the game is that there's not enough villains in the game. You know, there's not enough battles, but they are trying to tell a story and they're trying to build a world. So I understand that, but in the meantime, while we're waiting for that stuff to come, I mean, they've been better about ramping some of it up. We've been facing off against the Super Adaptoid forever, and you know, like I'm done with the Super Adaptoid. I want some more. I don't want any mechanized people. I understand that AIM is the main villain right now, but yeah, let's see some other characters, right? Let's see some other villain types inside here. But this was from a comic run back in Web of Spider-Man 100, where Spider-Man was basically fighting off against the Super Adaptoid, and the look inspired by Alex Saviuk's design. So it's really cool. Nice little design inside there. You can see it on a comic. I actually think I own this comic, but I would have to find it and dig real deep for it. I'm not a real huge fan of it. It won't be one of the ones I use. But up next, we've got the Spider-Man Armor Mark 3 suit, and this is absolutely amazing. Another one of those really beautifully inspired costume looks in the game that I think a lot of people are going to take to. I mean, it looks pretty goddamn dope. Reminds me of Agent Venom a lot, but there you have it. It's like really good suit. I think that is gonna, like, yeah, I don't know. Stefano Caselli designed this one for Amazing Spider-Man number 682, and it was a really cool look inside of here. There's another suit that I am dying for them to actually bring in here, and that's the Iron Spider suit that was created by Tony Stark. We actually got it in the MCU for Endgame, and I'm praying to God that we get it inside of the of this comics, of Marvel's Avengers. I'm dying. But this suit is definitely cool looking. Spider-Man Mark 3. I don't think I'd choose it over the Civil War suit or the iconic suit, but it's good. The one suit I think everybody is going to be 100% ape shit about is literally going to be Spider-Man Noir. I mean, look at this thing. Wow. From the boots to the gloves to the eyes, even the decal on the emblem on the chest with the turtleneck. Oh my God, what lengths do they go to? I am almost in a tizzy to see how they're going to, you know, how the physics is going to affect his cape. I think a lot of players are going to race to purchase this. Hopefully it comes inside one of the challenge cards. We don't know, but it could happen. So it's really cool. The Spider-Man Noir number 1, Carmine D, I can't say his last damn name, Giandomenico, I can't say that shit, but you guys get it. Spider-Man Noir, his look was popularized, I think, mostly not from the comics, but I think a lot of people saw it inside a lot of the movies and, you know, just other merchandising and stuff that they ran across, and it was really popular. I don't think that as many people as we would like to believe read the Spider-Man Noir comic, which is sad, but really dope design. Before we move on to some other stuff that they talked about, I did want to show you something, because they actually released some video of the comics and of the characters in motion, and it is absolutely astounding. So here we have the Spider-Man Mark one uniform, basically with Spider-Man in motion. You can see him using his webbing to kind of like zip line in and pull himself in. He looks like he's probably zip lining in from the pole, it looks like, but it's kind of weird because it doesn't really look like it's the pole because he's coming in a little bit higher than it, but the animation is really cool. And then we also got a look at the Daily Bugle uniform here as well, which was another really good look. Now, why he slams in so hard and creates such a ruckus, I hope they do understand we are dealing with an agility character, but it absolutely looks amazing. This is going to be a win for PS5 in general, in my opinion. I think a lot of players are going to be really excited about it. Now, I think overall there's also a big win in terms of game in general for players across. And I think like how we dealt with the transmutation system, where I said that was going to be this big thing that was going to take people's eyes off of the content of the companion system, and which it did exactly. It did what they needed it to do. The transmutation, everybody praised, clapped that shit up. They were so happy about the transmutation system, and then we moved over into the companion system, and now the truth of that is coming out, and now people are feeling a little bit different. The same way that the Spider-Man, I think, is going to bring eyes back to the game and get people really excited, especially the PS5 base. And you know, hopefully the potential is that Sony understands that this release is going to be something that they're going to want to push off to the other game consoles as well. If they only have this character for a limited time, it's perfectly fine, guys. Like, make your money on it and then send it out to the other things. It's just going to be better for the game in general. So looking at this right here, they hit the content roadmap, and one of the things that we were looking forward to in general was the introduction of our very first raid event inside of Marvel's Avengers. That roadmap is finally here. We also have the rework systems for the power levels, the gear upgrading, and resources. This is 100% going to be a win for players in general. Now let's dig a little bit deep in here. So basically we got some look at the Claw raid, which just seems really inspired by the corrupted vibranium that we got from the War for Wakanda expansion, what was awesome, amazing. Added about 3 to 4 hours of content to the game for the free, along with the amazing looking Black Panther character. Unfortunately, he doesn't sit at the top tier, but the point of this game is every character is playable. Every character can complete any of the content. He's not at the top tier like Thor. Thor is in a god tier all of himself, and that's perfectly fine. That's where he should be sitting. And then we got basically, so we see inside here, they give us a little bit of information about Spider-Man, and with great power, hero event. He is not being introduced the same way that Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, or Black Panther was done, obviously because he's going to be exclusive to the PS5. So instead of getting a whole DLC pack, he's basically getting a hero event. So it's going to be a little bit weird and a little bit different, because I think this is such a big character that a lot of us would have preferred to have a whole complete DLC for him, which I think would have been awesome and amazing. So we've got new and improved systems, guys. Power level increase. We're increasing the power from 150 to 175. So we're going to get the raid, and we're also going to get elite raid, and the raid looks like it's basically been inspired by Destiny and some of these things. We're going to have puzzle quests inside of it, along with some small battles and everything else like that. And the one thing that they didn't address that everybody is really concerned about is the amount of time it's going to take to invest in the raid and their forgotten system inside there of a way to join in progress or rejoin if you get disconnected. So they need to figure that out as soon as possible. Then we got the most amazing thing coming from one of the gear designers and developers inside here for the resources, and he basically spoke with a lot of confidence and a lot of understanding about the systems, more than you typically hear from developers. Chilling with Danny Koo, that's a look at you. But we got the gear upgrading, right? So you'll be able to recycle gear of higher power levels to upgrade your current gear to match the higher power level of consumed items. That's really cool, because it's with a few exceptions. Most likely this is going to be done on exotics and things like that, but this is really cool because this gives you a way that you collect earlier pieces of gear and stuff like that, and you really want those pieces of gear, blah blah blah. It's going to help out with those shipments. We've heard your request for a path to earn coveted cosmetics. So one of the things is that all of these cosmetics were mostly locked behind you know, the paywall. You basically had to pay them. I don't have a problem, especially when I log into a game like Marvel Future Revolution. I see people spending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $6,000 for fucking costumes that really don't do anything or look nearly as good as these. The $10 to $15 that they're asking you to pay in here, drop in a bucket. But they are offering the ability now for cosmetics and things like that to be earned by having them inside store. So basically the in-game store with units purchases. They also have changed the weekly objectives, so now every hero can actually run through the stuff, run through the missions and earn hero bound rewards. This is great because this gives players reason to play as a multitude of characters. And what's in this game, to be honest with you, like, I love playing Thor, I've loved playing Iron Man. Like I told you guys how biased I am against Iron Man, and I actually like playing as Iron Man inside this game. I love playing as Black Panther. He's amazing. Even Captain America feels really, really good. And I'm not gonna lie, I won't even lie, not even a little bit. I actually like playing as Kamala Khan. She's actually a lot of fun to me, and she's the one healer in the game, so I think we're gonna see her a lot more in the time to come. So they're gonna have the developer update, the live stream coming the November 29th, so that's the day before release. You can see what I mean here by costumes coming in game that they're giving Iron Man 2. The uniform from there is currently in the marketplace, along with the Artificial Genius outfit, again inspired by the comics as well. And then we've got these new original Crystal Dynamics kind of costumes, the workout gear outfits. I want to actually move over into this game window so that way I can actually show you some of the content that is available inside this game, because I think it's kind of important. I don't do it very often, don't, you know, reveal news very often on this channel, but let's take a look at this real quick. This is one of the Black Panther gear pieces I basically collected inside the game. I want to show you guys, however, some of the marketplace items is what I really want to show you guys, because I think it's kind of important to kind of understand this stuff. That's what basically what's coming inside the game. So basically in this game, you can see that there's a lot of things for purchase. It's 900 units is basically the equivalent of $9. That's basically what you're being asked for. They are selling you guys outfits. They're selling you guys takedowns, which is just, you know, these takedowns are just different ways to beat up enemies. Some of them look really cool, some of them look a little silly, and the pricing is scaled on those. Along with those, they're also selling emotes to people as well. That's one of those things where it's going to be dependent on you and how you feel about those. But per character inside here in general, you are able to pull off a number of items. I'm going to show you Black Panther because to me he's one of my favorite characters in the game besides Thor, and his uniforms look a little bit more iconic to me than Thor's does, if I'm being perfectly honest. So inside there we basically got the Civil War outfit in here. It was 1,400 units, which is basically $14, and then we got the Black Panther inspired costume as well. You can see that one right here from the Civil War. It looks dope as hell. I just love them. I actually love these outfits inside here. You can see nameplates that they're selling, just ways to make, you know, have your character stand out just a little bit differently than other characters. And the whole litany, this was one of the outfits he looked very Blade-esque to me here, but it was one of the outfits that was definitely, you know, that was a spotlight for when the War for Wakanda expansion was released. And he basically goes down the trail. Now, Crystal Dynamics does have a problem, in my opinion, with releasing reskins or repalettes of characters. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I also understand it at the same time. It's just a way to you know, sell purchases as well. They've got to make their money. They're developing some really AAA level content inside this game. So when you look at it overall, is it bad? Is it good? I think that it's a good thing necessarily for them, especially like when I make comparisons for this game to some of the other games where you see people wailing out, and I do mean wailing. So overall, in whole, this game is really going to be one of those things that I believe that Crystal Dynamics, much like they did with Marvel Future, much like what they did with Final Fantasy 14, I feel like they're going to probably end up turning this game around. Crystal Dynamics is not the type Square Enix rather, excuse me. Square Enix is not the type of company that's going to give up on something that they really feel that they're passionate about and that they feel like they can make work and give the players exactly what they want. If you look at what they did with Final Fantasy 14 and then they turned it into Final Fantasy A Realm Reborn, I'm a little bit confident. Crystal Dynamics is a studio that they've been working with, and I feel like Crystal Dynamics will pull it around. I'm praying that they do, because this game has a huge ton of potential inside of it, and I'm looking forward to what they actually have to offer and to bring you guys content for this game as well. In general, I feel like I would support any Marvel title that comes across, because I feel like I'm such a Marvel fan that it would be remiss of me to not support Marvel titles in general. I wanted to bring up this screen because I love the pass-throughs that shows all the different characters inside of there, and you can see the litany host of characters that you can play inside here. From left to right, we've got Hawkeye, Black Widow, Captain America, Black Panther, the Hulk, Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, Thor, Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, if you want to call her that, and then we've got Iron Man. And one of the things that I want to point out to you guys is the way in which you acquire these characters. They are completely 100% free to play. All you have to do is purchase the base level game, and that's it. Every character is introduced after the campaign, which you could play and replay as many times as you want to, which is good. It is a very good campaign. And then each character is introduced with a DLC campaign as well. So we had part 2, Taking Aim, where we got to meet Kate Bishop, and then we've got Future Imperfect with Hawkeye, which had him facing off at the end against Maestro Hulk, which was again awesome. And then we got the War for Wakanda expansion in August, which had another 3 to 4 hours of content that basically had Black Panther fighting Clow. So really looking forward to seeing where they take this game, and hoping to God that they are able to rebound from some of their mistakes previously. So we'll see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy future content for this game. Like I said, I'm going to bring you guys everything across all the Marvel space. Don't look at this video and think because I'm posting about Marvel's Avengers that I'm not going to continue bringing you Marvel Future Revolution or Marvel Future Fight content. They're all going to be coming because I love Marvel. I do need to get back on my wheel so I can bring you guys some Guardians of the Galaxy content, although I just kind of prefer streaming that, and their copyright claims for music just makes it a little bit difficult. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace.